Peggy 3.
Hello, you're watching The Boot Room. I'm Matt Cuttle. This is Darren Cross from Match Magazine, and this time we're talking about penalties. Now, Darren, if you get the opportunity to score a penalty, it's a good idea it goes in, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we're going to look at a good way to score penalties, as well as the other types of penalties available, and even a few saving tips as well.
Now, before we go into the types of penalties you can score, let's talk about two fundamentals. There's placement and power, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to get the basics right. And if you're not familiar with penalties yet and you haven't taken too many, it's a really good idea to head to the skill games or the arena and try them out there, because you have the experience of working with the aiming reticule, so you can see how quickly it moves in relation to how long you hold the stick down for, and of course the shot marker, which moves across the power bar, and which you need to stop as close to the centre as possible in the green area.
You're about to take a penalty. In a real game, what should you do?
You've got lots of options. You could place the penalty, you could go for a power shot. Of course, you could try a chipped penalty, or even a fake or delayed penalty.
Okay, so let's start with the first one.
Yeah, the first one, the placed penalty. So if you hold down the right bumper, you can finesse your shots into the corners. You can go into the same side as your strong foot, or you can go across your body. Just by holding the right bumper down and then again choosing the middle of the power bar and moving the left stick into the corners.
And it's important to note as well, the closer you get to the bar and also to the posts, the quicker that reticle moves.
Exactly, yeah, and you'll find it in the skill games in the arena that can catch you out. You know, the reticle moves at a certain pace to start with, and you think, oh yeah, I've got the timing down. And then just as you get to the corners, it goes much quicker, and you need to keep that in mind for full games.
Now talk us through the power shot.
Yeah, so with the power shot, obviously you're not holding RB to finesse the ball into any of the corners. Although you should remember that if you don't put enough power on the shot, the player will still take it with his instep, effectively still finessing it. So you need to give lots of power when you stop that marker in the green. And just aim again for the corners if you can, to try and keep it away from the goalkeeper. Now
if you're hitting it hard on your laces and the keeper goes the correct way and still gets a hand to it, it can still go in though, can't it? That's a good thing about it.
Yeah, that's why I like power penalties, and it's the same reason why I like to go with power when I'm one-on-one with the keeper, because there's more chance of it you know, deflecting into the goal really, and the power taking it in.
Now let's move on to quite a cheeky shot when scoring a penalty. It's the chip shot.
Yeah, the chip shot, yeah. You do this by holding LB and then just tapping the power button when the marker's again in the centre of the green. You don't really have to do anything with the left stick, so you don't have to worry too much about aiming. You've just got to hope that the keeper doesn't read it and dives out of the way, otherwise he's just going to stand there and catch it. Yeah,
it's a great moment if you score it, but if you miss or he saves it, you can really look like a bit stupid.
Yeah, exactly, and that will happen if you put, again, too much power on it. It will just loop straight over the bar. So you've got to get, I always think it's safer to go for not that much power, because what you're relying on again is the keeper moving out of the way. So, you know, there's no need for it to go into the roof of the net as long as he does move.
Now we've also got the stutter penalty, and that can really put keepers off, can't it?
Yeah, I think the good thing about the stutter is that if the goalkeeper has already chosen a position, then he can start edging that way as you run up, and then he's hopefully too far over to one side of the goal when you do come to take the kick. And you do that by selecting the middle of the green area again with the marker when you press the power button, and then pressing it again as you run up, and that will make him stutter. And at that point you can choose which direction you want to aim for.
Now you used to have a pretty surefire way of scoring a penalty, which is going straight down the middle and aiming at the top of the goal, and then the person playing as the keeper would have to hold it up on the right stick. But you don't do that anymore, do you?
I don't, no. I think a lot of people also use that method. It's become quite popular, so a lot of goalkeepers expect it. So I've adapted it slightly, and what I tend to do now is aim halfway between the goalkeeper's position and one of the posts. So effectively it's still going into the roof of the net, just not dead central, which just makes it that bit more difficult for the goalkeeper to save.
Now let's look at this from the perspective of the goalkeeper as well. Have you got any tips for saving penalties?
I think the basics of saving is that you've still got two choices to make. You either pick a direction and dive that way, or you wait to see if you can react and hope that the ball isn't right in the corner so that you can't get to it. I think they're the two main things. One of the other things you can do, of course, is try to influence where that ball goes. And the way I like to do that is by edging my goalkeeper across the goal line using the left stick, making him inch to the left or to the right, and just to see if I can guide the penalty taker to shooting where I want him to. So for example, if I want him to shoot to the goalkeeper's left, I might edge over to my right and leave just a slightly bigger gap on the left. And then just as he goes to take it, I'm back across the line with the left stick and then hit the right stick to dive.
Okay, Darren, what are we looking at next time?
So next time we're going to look at keeping possession and how to counter pressure.
Great, look forward to that. Don't forget you can catch Darren in Match Magazine, that's out every Tuesday. Also check out their Facebook page, details are on screen now. And we'll see you next time for those tips on The Boot Room.